In honor of Board Appreciation Week on behalf of East Lawrence High School, we would just like to thank each of our board members for the countless hours and decisions that they spend making sure that we have safe facilities and making sure that our students have school supplies and just basically providing all the support that we need to provide a quality and equitable education to all of our students. So once again, on behalf of East Lawrence High School and East Dublin community, we thank you.
On behalf of West Lawrence Middle School, I would like to thank each of the Lawrence County Board of Education members for all you do each day, each year, to make our system such a great place to work and such a great place for our students to learn. Here at West Lawrence Middle, we're super excited about the new school that we're going to be building in the next few months. We're super excited about the opportunities that's going to bring, and not only for our students, but for our community. And we know you guys have a very difficult job. You have to make a lot of tough decisions, and a lot of times those decisions are made with you knowing some people are going to be upset with those decisions. But I thank you that you always try to put the students first, and you try to, in the end, do what's best for the future of our county.
We wanted to thank our board members for everything they do for our East Side schools. One of the things that we enjoy is the school supplies that we get at the beginning of the year that helps our students, so thank you for those.
We just want to thank you for your tireless support. We know that you're always here for our teachers, our students, and our community.
Thanks again for everything you do. We understand it's a tireless job, and we appreciate it. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence County School Board, for all you do to grow great students. Thank you, Lawrence County School Board, for letting us grow.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Lawrence. I am your host, Pat Brock, and we've got our fantastic interim superintendent with us, Dr. Ronda Hightower. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You know, this is beginning to be a very sweet union here.
It is, but we have so much to celebrate, so.
And as you all know, this is the show that we're highlighting the fantastic things that are happening in our Lawrence County School District. And this just so happens to be a very special time for us, Dr. Hightower.
It is a special time for us to honor some folks who do not get honored very much at all, so.
That's right. So
looking forward to it.
School Board Appreciation Week is coming up, and we've got 5 great board members that have really been working hard to make sure that our Lawrence County school system is running smoothly.
Yes, yes. Next week, School Board Appreciation Week. So we're going to begin early and begin honoring our folks tonight.
That's right. And you know, if you can look behind us, you see some of the really sweet cards that students have made for the board members, just really letting them know just how much they're appreciated and what it means to them to be a part of this system, such as they are.
Yes, they are. They're deserving of this, so we're glad to do it.
And you're going to get to meet the board members and let them say a few words, and also you're going to hear from our school principals as well.
Yes, yes.
And there's another great thing that's going to take place. You're going to witness our West Lawrence High School cheerleaders for being named Cheer Team of the Year.
Yeah, so excited.
I mean, this is just so wonderful. You know, the kind of news that we're getting is just so much that we don't even have time to be able to just share it all with one sitting.
Correct. But we're going to try. We're going to keep trudging at it.
We're going to do our best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started and meet our board. All right, we got 2 more of our board members with us here, the Reverend James Brown and Mr. Kenny Payne. How are you, gentlemen?
Doing very well, thank you.
Listen, this is board member appreciation week that's coming up. As you look around, you see all of the handmade cards from students letting you know how much they appreciate you. You've got school principals in there just really chatting it up about the work that you're doing. Tell us, Mr. Payne, about your experience on the board and how rewarding that has been to you.
Well, this is my 8th year, and it has been very rewarding seeing my daughter go through each grade. Seeing all the other children she's grown up with, and all the things we've been successful in doing in the school system.
In these 8 years, has it been, when you talk about the decisions that you all have to make, has that been a little tough for you at times?
It has. This will be the third superintendent search I've been through, and it is very tedious. It is very cumbersome, but it is exciting to pick a new leader for the Lawrence County Schools.
Very good. All right, Mr. Brown, share with us about what your experience has been like on the board, and then, of course, with you being a pastor of 2 churches, how do you keep that balance of making sure that you're giving everything that you need on the board as well?
I make sure that my church is taken care of as well as the school is taken care of. I have 3 grandsons in the Lawrence County school system, K through 8. They are spread from K to 8. And it's been a pleasure to serve and to meet the teachers and also to their leaders in the school, the principals. And it's just been a great joy to see that what we have done in the last 3.5 years that I've been on the board, to see how we are moving forward. Each year is better than the year past. So as we continue to move forward, Lawrence County school system is going to be one of the greatest systems in Georgia. We're going to be just like those up in the northern part of Atlanta. We're going to be number 1. We're not going to be 2. We're going to be number 1.
We're definitely working on that, aren't we? And, you know, both of you having family in the school system, and you know, I was talking to Mr. Stewart just a moment ago, just talking about the ownership you take in that when you have family that's a part of it, and so the decisions that you make, knowing that they affect your family the way that they do.
That's exactly right. You get to see firsthand all the intricacies of teaching that they have to do and what my daughter has to go through and friends and everything, so it's been very challenging.
And what grade is your daughter in?
She's in 9th grade at West Lawrence High.
Oh my goodness, the freshman.
That's right.
How is it raising a daughter?
Very hard.
Very hard. Well, trust me, it's going to get even harder. But you know, for you two, the integrity that you do try to operate out of, and then in the position that you're in the board, and so you definitely have to make decisions that really stay in line with your moral character and the fortitude that you have in yourself, correct?
Yes. And every decision that you make the best decision for the situation that you're dealing with. And you always put the kids first, but you also have to be in consideration of the individual that you're making the decision on, because what impact one would impact another.
That's right. And when you're looking forward, you know, our motto is to grow great students. That's what we say, looking forward. Anything that you want to add to that in the future of Lawrence County Schools?
I just hope we can, when you start with the Lawrence County school system as a student, you graduate, so we want a 100% graduation rate.
We're doing pretty well so far.
Right.
Anything you want to add, sir?
We on the great path. We got good leaders in the school, and if we just continue to move forward, and once we select a superintendent to get the head in place, then we're going to be great. And I see great things coming from the Lawrence County School System.
Great things over the horizon. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Payne.
Thank you.
And thank you, Reverend James Brown.
From humble beginnings with a desire to serve the Dudley community, Bank of Dudley has grown to 5 locations, serving Lawrence, Twiggs, and surrounding counties. Serving our community since 1905, the Bank of Dudley is looking forward to its 2nd century of community banking. Drop in today to any of our 5 locations: Jeffersonville, Dudley, East Dublin, Veterans Boulevard, and downtown Dublin. Bank of Dudley, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Are you ready for something different? OFTC offers educational training that works. Education that's fast, affordable, with hands-on experience. From caring instructors invested in your success to a supportive community, OFTC is your path to a career opportunity. And most OFTC students graduate debt-free thanks to the Hope Career Grant, which offers free tuition in over 72 programs of study. Think differently about college and make a change. Choose OFTC. OFTC is an equal opportunity institution.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
Curry Maffett Insurance, now located in downtown Dublin. Call 272-1234.
We've got our board chair, Mr. Kenny Stewart. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing very well. This is board member appreciation week coming up.
That's great.
And tell us a little bit about how your experience has been on the board, and of course in the position you have as the chair.
It's been very rewarding. This is my 4th year on the board, 3rd year as a chair. And it's been a great experience. I've really enjoyed being part of such a great team here in Lawrence County, and we just a lot of things to celebrate. And it's very rewarding being a part of a team that really loves children like this group does.
And that's a good thing, Yes. And it's like you have to carry so much on your shoulder because the decisions that you make, that voting,
Yes.
it affects so many people and the community themselves,
Yes,
And
that's right.
so what is the most challenging thing for you in your position?
There's been difficult votes that I've had to make throughout the last 3 years, and I always try to base my vote on, of course, what I feel like God has led me to do.
Right.
But another thing is I just try to do what I feel like is best for the kids, the ultimate goal for the kids. And it's difficult when you have a lot of friends and family, and you're getting a lot of opinions here and there. But I think you just have to stick with what you know and just do what's best for those kids.
And I was going to ask you that, like, how do you keep that balance, because there's so many relationships. I mean, this district is made up of relationships and a lot of family members. And so in your position, you have to be able to be even keeled to be able to make that decision.
That's correct.
For the better, for the good. So tell us about what has been the most exciting that's happened. For me, I know getting ready to build new schools is exciting.
It is. It's exciting and scary at the same time.
Right.
That's a huge responsibility we have, and the taxpayers and the people of Lawrence County paying for. So we're looking forward to getting in those projects, and seeing them come to life, so to speak, and looking forward to something that's going to be here for a lot of years to come. And,
that's right.
Hopefully my grandchildren will be there. So
yeah.
That's exciting projects.
And the fact that you have family in the district, doesn't that give you a sense of ownership as well?
It does, absolutely. I mean, you take pride in things in our community, and that's just another example of a great school district and something we can all be proud of.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you very much.
This is Chairman Kenny Stewart. All right, next up on the roster, we've got Miss Kathy Sweat, a retired educator, and then we got someone who's a financier. Am I correct?
I don't know about that, Miss Pat.
Kevin Malone. Listen, congratulations to you all for all the work that you've been doing on the board. We really appreciate it. So listen, Mr. Mo, tell us a little bit about how your experience has been on the board and how you've been able to keep all the balance and all the things that you're responsible for with your work, with home, and then with the board.
Well, first I've got a great support staff at the house and with my wife and the kids, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun working with Miss Kathy and the other board members. They keep it lively, and we've got a great staff.
Yeah.
Here at the central office, and Dr. Hightower is doing a wonderful job. So, I'm enjoying it. I really am. And getting to talk with folks, not only out in the community, but with all of our different teachers and our custodians, and going around to the schools, it's a great atmosphere.
It is a great atmosphere. And you and I had talked before when I kind of interviewed you last year, just talking about you not having the teaching, the educator background, but coming in with your background. How has that helped the board?
I think it helps to just give a perspective of maybe a little more of just a business perspective on the board, not being an educator, like you said, but I guess, just sitting back, looking at it more from a numbers perspective.
Very good. So, you are a number guy, right?
I like him. Yes,
all right. And here's a retired educator here, Miss Kathy. When we get to see Miss Kathy out with her baby, she just almost loses it. Am I right, Miss Kathy?
I enjoy children. That's
do?
why I taught all those years.
You do enjoy children. So talk about what your experience is like on the board, because you're very passionate about kids, and you're very passionate about education, and you're very passionate when you're behind that seat. So share with us about your experience, if you would.
The best part is knowing that maybe we've made a difference in a child's life. When I was on the other side of the desk, I would fuss that we didn't get enough book money, and we didn't get enough this, and why couldn't we do this? Well, you get on this side, and it makes a little difference because you see where the money has to go sometimes. But the best parts of children, as you can see, they've done all of these cards for us. And when you walk in the school and go down the halls, I'm a hugger. And I love going to the primary and the elementary because they still like to hug. Some of the middle schools say, don't touch me. But I love the children. I love to read. I'm a reading advocate. I say my philosophy all the time, but a lifelong reader makes a lifelong learner.
You're absolutely
And if you don't read, you're kind of lost in this world. So, folks, instead of finding the fault with your schools, look for the good things.
Oh, yeah.
And if you got extra time, we'd love to have you come volunteer.
I'm trying to tell you. And you know, it's usually easy to pick out the bad before the good. It's very easy for us to nitpick and pull the bad out of something before we can actually acknowledge the good.
That's right.
And so in the role and the position that you're in, sometimes you have a love-hate relationship with the public, am I right? To where some of the decisions that you have to make you're thinking for the good of the system, but not everyone is going to be happy with that. How do you yourself stay stable as far as your foundation when you're kind of going against so many different things like that?
Well, I mean, our job or our responsibility is to do what's best for the kids. And then for the teachers, the staff, and then, we obviously have a responsibility to the taxpayers and to our constituents. So, I don't know. I think the biggest thing is just having those conversations. Some of them are very tough with several of you, and some of them are easy. But it's just being open, being honest. A lot of times, there's a lot more good than there is bad. A lot more good, and a lot more people saying positive things about our school system.
Absolutely.
And, so you just take that, and some of the things that are negative, you ask, why are you thinking this? And let me find you the answer.
That's good. That's good.
It's juggling. It's juggling.
Right.
You juggle the students, what you need for them, what the teachers need, then what the public expects.
Right.
And oftentimes, there's things we can't discuss. And we've been through that with the land and you can't discuss it. By law, you can't discuss these things. And it's not that we're being secretive. We're transparent about everything that's legal for us to be transparent about.
Well, we certainly appreciate what you're doing because we know that sometimes it gets a little bit sticky and a little bit difficult. And what I've realized that when you're in public positions, you're not going to be able to please everybody. As long as you're making sure that you are operating out of integrity, which is what this system stands for, and what he stands for, you can't go wrong with that. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Pat.
Madame.
Middle Georgia Mechanical Heating and Air is changing the game in home comfort. When you purchase a new qualifying Carrier system, you'll receive a lifetime parts and labor warranty. That's 0 in repairs for the life of the unit. With so many other worries that we have to deal with in life, your heating and air equipment should not be one of them. Keep peace in mind that if your equipment fails, you will be covered. So enjoy your home comfort worry-free. Call today to schedule an appointment at 275-4530 or check us out online at middlegeorgiamechanical.com.
You've got miles and miles of grass to mow. So you're going to need a machine built to perform. Day in and day out. Season after season. You're going to need a Gravely, built to mow the distance.
Now at Myers Equipment and Supplies in Dublin.
We wanted to have the opportunity to speak with a couple of our principals here. We've got the great Dr. O.J. Hall here from East Lawrence High School. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Doing well. We do this all the time, don't we?
We do. Quite a bit.
And this young lady here, hi, Kelly.
How are you?
Miss Kelly Dean, East Lawrence Elementary.
Yes, ma'am.
Now listen, you all know what you go through on a day-to-day basis in the schools. And tell us how important it is for the decisions that the board makes for your particular school and what that means for you.
It's very important, and I mean, it trickles down directly to the kids, which is where it should go. So every time they make a decision on how they're going to support us and support our students, whether it be school supplies or the approval or recommendation for funding for staff and school safety, it's always in the name of the kids and what's best for the kids.
Absolutely. And that's how you believe.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, young lady.
Well, I would second that, and I would also say, knowing that when we make a decision, that the board supports us in that, that they're willing to come behind us and support us with those things, makes our job a little bit easier, and it allows us to interact with parents with the assurance that we have the support of the superintendent and the school board as well.
That's right. And you know, when you hear the board gets a lot of pressure put on them quite sometimes, especially when you're talking about decisions that will impact the entire district the way that it does. And tell us what makes a board member a good, solid board member for a district to have, just in general. Can you tell me that?
Yes, the five we have are just the epitome of that. They truly trust us and our input, and they trust the processes and procedures that are in place, and they work with us. And so we work together and we compromise. And at the end of the day, we know that everything is built around what's best for the kids. And so we have five that are the epitome of what you want in a board member, and board members that support us and support their communities, because they do have a tough job. They're the liaison between the community, us, the students, everybody.
The
taxpayers, their family members. So it can't be tough. They handle it well, and you would never know, because at the end of the day, they always make it about the kids.
That's right. Very good. Ms. Kelly Dean.
Well, I would say that our board is a good mix of, we got some educators that were on the board, we have business people, we have community people that are in lots of different aspects of the community. So I think they bring a wealth of knowledge to help with those decisions that they make. And like Dr. Hall said, it all goes back to the students, but they're bringing their knowledge of their expertise in order to make those decisions for students.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Dr. Hall.
Thank you.
And we appreciate what you all bring to this district. I mean, you both are quite dynamic in the positions that you are, and you do keep the kids first and foremost.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Kelly Dean and Dr. Otha Hall.
Thank you.
We have a group of athletes back here at the back of the room. And while I am just supercharged and super excited about you being the 2020 GCCA champions, that says what you have as far as skill and athletic ability and other things I know. But I also want to speak to, I know a lot of these ladies give of their own time. Some of you, were any of you Clifford at Reading in the Park? I see a hand back there. They also, even off of the cheerleading mat, give of themselves for projects and different things. Some came to Reading in the Park at Rents, and y'all, it was probably 100 degrees that day, and they put that Clifford the dog, if you can imagine, a big furry costume, and it was so incredibly hot that they had to keep changing out of that outfit, which made me go, oh, I don't know that I would do that. But they did it. I mean, they were such troopers. And all in the name of getting students to read that day. So we appreciate you ladies and couldn't be more proud of this honor that you brought back home for us. So thank you. We would like for you to come up and get just a little token of our appreciation for what you guys do. So